All right, it comes that time when you got to do your first maintenance on a vehicle, because if you want good resale and good reliability, you got to take care of your machines, right? They say a vehicle is only as good as the owner takes care of it. So we're going to take that to heart here at Working Dirt, and Branson provides a pretty good manual, good pictures, good descriptions, and they have a nice little schedule of when you need to do your maintenance. It shows, you know, at 50 hours, replace all your main fluids, engine oil, transmission fluid, front axle fluid, and then on from there, 300, hours and on to check out other things, what to tighten, what to loosen. We're gonna get going here, starting with the heart of the beast. We're gonna change our oil, and then we'll probably do the transmission next. And then transmission and hydraulic fluid is all one fluid. And if you look right here, this is all the fluid. And yes, I'm not being sponsored by any of these companies. These are just what was available close to me. So we're gonna use some 15W40 Rotella engine oil for our diesel engine. And then we are gonna be using about 9 gallons of hydraulic fluid for the transmission and hydraulics. And then we're gonna be using about a half a gallon in the front axle for the gear, or wait, yeah. I think it was 2 for a deal. I think we only need 1 to use though. Of course, Branson was good about giving us, actually I think we paid for the first maintenance of filters and all that. So they hooked us up. We're gonna put those in, and we're gonna show you how easy it is on this tractor, how accessible things are, so you guys have an idea about, Branson's tractors builds. And we'll talk more about the tractor itself in other videos again. Let's get into it. Start the motor and not start the motor, but turn it on so I can show you the hour. See, it's 47.8 hours, which is right under 50, which will be proof that if I ever have any warranty issues, I was doing my regular maintenance. So there you go, folks. Start a YouTube channel so you can document your maintenance. All right, so we got a nice little 11/16 stocking here. So we got a nice little tray here to catch extra oil dripping everywhere, because I'm sure it's going to drip on this bar that helps to support the backhoe. And one thing I'll notice right now is they put that marking paint on, which is pretty cool, on all the bolts to show that they cross-checked everything while they built the tractor. Nice little yellow, orange, white dots. All right, here we go. Should just splash everywhere. Oh yeah. All right, we'll let that drain. Go open up the hood to take out the engine oil filter. Now we're ready to remove the oil filter, which is right here. But like a lot of machines, the oil filter is always in a spot that doesn't drain perfectly. So we have to use a fine Sierra Nevada box to divert it into our mortar mixing tub. See if we can get this off just by a twist. Maybe if I get up there. Yeah. Come to Baba. Come to Baba. Oh, damn. I think this is on a little too tight, huh? Well, there you go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Diverter's working. Yeah. A little drizzle. Looking a little black. All right. There's that. I don't see any metal fragments. That's good. As you can see, this is on the outside of the motor, which is nice. Very easy to get to. And right over here to my left, I don't know if you can see under here is a hydraulic filter. Very easy to get to. So here's the filter from Kookji manufacturer itself. That's who made the motor. And believe it or not, Kookji has had contracts with Cummins to make some A-series motors. I'll go into a little more detail in other videos, but a pretty reputable company over there. We will do the typical, rub the ring to get it all nice and lubed up. Oh, well, that doesn't work. Lubing on plastic. Just want to lube this O-ring right here. There we go. Oh yeah. And then hand tight, little tight, maybe more tight. Heat expands, so I don't know. Let's see. You guys ever wonder how much tautness you should tighten your oil? I wonder how many, Newton meters you have to actually tighten it. That feels good. All right, let's do that. You can see this right here. They actually have a little O-ring in the oil bolt or whatever. Oh, we gotta clean this up. And they got lube on the O-ring, so we're all good. All right, so that's that. And we're gonna take our 11/16 socket. And since it has an O-ring, it definitely does not need to be that tight, I would imagine. But you don't want it to rattle, so I don't know. Oh, you know what? It had a little recessed pocket, so you can't actually get it like too tight and squish the O-ring too much, because you guys saw right there, it had like a little lip. And so that lip is gonna tighten down to the oil pan first, creating the perfect amount of gap for the O-ring to seal, which is pretty smart. Nice. Now we need to fill her up. She's got a nice, easy to access oil lid here. Let's open that bad boy. I see a little dirt on the O-ring. Let's clean that. And we're gonna have to use 4.3 liters according to our little book here. And Rotello is nice enough to give us a see-through window to find out what level we're at. Nothing should go wrong here. Nice big funnel opening. Let's see, here we go. This is how you do it, guys. You get a measuring tape, then you go about yay tall, split the difference between 4 liters and 5 liters. You got, I don't know, it's like 2 inches. So right there at 1 inch, that's 5 liters for sure. And then we're gonna, divide it by 10 again so that we get 5.2. That looks about 5.2. Pencil doesn't write word crap. But now hold up to light, and that's gotta be what we have left over. I got this old Hot Shot high-powered degreaser concentration jug, and we're gonna put what we got left out of this mortar mixing tub. Hopefully that funnel doesn't flip out because it's short. And see if we have 4.3 liters of oil, since that's what we need to stick in. Yeah, these mortar mixing tubs are a good little trick to catch all your runny drips. Now that I got the oil in this jug, it comes up right behind 1 gallon. It's like a ½ inch away from 1 gallon, but we're gonna do the conversion here of 1 gallon equals how many liters? You guys are probably screaming it out right now. 0.9 gallons in here, since it's, like I said, a ½ inch from the gallon line. 0.9 gallons gives us 3.4 liters of fluid. So they must have sent me low. I guess. I didn't add anything from factory, but yeah, it's short like a whole liter though. All right, well that's no bueno. Okay, so just to be safe, I'm gonna check the oil dipstick before I add a little more, because it's calling for probably another ½ liter. According to my math, and my math was wrong, it's actually 9.4 minus 4.3 is 5.1 that should be left over in there. So we're gonna pull this dipstick, which is right here. Pretty convenient location. Let's see what it registers. It's looking pretty clean, but I need to wipe it off. Wipe it off. Stick it in. So it's almost all the way up on the dipstick. You can use just a touch. There's like a centimeter left, but I'll put it just a tad more in, which should probably be a hair under 4.3, and keep an eye on it. Next on the list is the transmission fluid. And as you can see right here, very easy, pretty easy to get to, but very visible. Yellow must be the dipstick. according to the instructions. Let's read here. But we don't care about checking because we're gonna replace it anyways, which means we need to get underneath, and it shows right there we need to drain it. So luckily we got some clearance. We'll get under here and remove the plug. All right, I had a little visit from the shop supervisor over here. Say hi.
Hello.
Dang it. Freaking on my back here. You better act like you're happy. Dang, fixing your tractor, maintenance in your tractor.
Oh, my tractor now.
Yeah. So here's the transmission bolt, nice and dark down here. Ooh, I heard a little pressure. It's yellow marked, so that, I'll show you here in a second, so that they knew they inspected it and it was done or torqued to their spec. But if it's just like the other one, then it'll have, look at that. Oh, dang. But anyways, like I was saying, here's the plug, and it's got a nice little rubber O-ring in a pocket, so you can only tighten it so much. Yeah, look how clean that is. That's good. But we're taking caution, doing the 50-hour maintenance, and the next one, I think it's not until 300 hours where they recommend changing all the fluids again. This is almost 5 gallons of hydraulic fluid. It's got a little toasty color to it, but I think some of that might be the dirt in the bottom of the bucket. But what has me guessing is it calls for about 9 gallons, and if I only have 5 and it's still just trickling down, I tilted the trailer forward so I can get more out of the back area, and now I'm gonna tilt it up to see if I get more, but I doubt I'm gonna get another 4 gallons. So I'm assuming obviously there's some fluid in the hydraulic lines, but I wouldn't assume that much. So that'd be my first question on this flushing process, because it doesn't say anything about the extra fluid in the lines. I can only assume that as you do multiple changes over the course of time, you know, flush out the rest, or if you were to take it or go through a certain procedure, I'm sure you could purge it out, but I'm not aware of that yet. Okay, I just found out I had the wrong manual. I have the 3015H, not R, because I have the hydrostat transmission, and I was wondering why it wasn't showing me about replacing the other hydro filter, because I have 2, because I also have 2 hydraulic pumps that run independently, one for the PTO and all that jazz, and one for the transmission, which is very nice. And that was one of the comparison features I cared about, which I'll explain in another video. So let's replace that, and then we're gonna go to the front axle oil. God dang. All right, so now we're loosening the bolt on the lower knuckle, I guess, on the tractor axle. And we went to metric because I wasn't fooling anybody. This is 17 millimeters. All right, here we go. Let's see how much oil comes out of this bad boy. Drain like a sieve now. Can you see that? Yeah. And there's the top, and here's the filler plug with the dipstick on it. Pretty clean. Again, everything's painted and marked, which I'm guessing they had checked it to make sure it was nice and taut. And they all have these embedded O-rings, which is just nice. Maybe all tractors have these, but cars don't, so I find that to be a good upgrade. But while we wait for the gear oil to drain out, we're gonna go to the next step, which is checking the air filter element, which is right here. We'll unclamp that, look at that. Well, let's do it now, shoot. It's got these clamps here. Let's see, there's one there. And there was one there. Oh, look at how easy that is. Easy and accessible. Ooh, that's got some good dust right there. Let me hold you straighter. And we have the new one. So we'll get that changed. Stick a new one in there. Actually, that one doesn't look too bad. I don't know. I'll blow it off and maybe save it. And yeah, you can kind of see in there if you could see light through. I don't know. That might be a good test. Because things aren't cheap, and if we could blow it out from the other direction, that might be reusable. You guys know with shop vacs, you can spend tons of money on your shop vac filters, but we always blow them out. But I've converted to using shop bag filters because they are like 5 times more efficient. They cost more, but when you put a shop bag filter in, man, it holds the dust down and it's just nice. I think it's worth the money. So we'll change that. Next thing you know, we're gonna go to the ball joints. I can see already grease is pretty pushed out, which I don't know. I don't know if this rubber is just too weak. I'll give you my thoughts on that later, but to be almost empty from appearance there, I think is not good. But I'm gonna clean those up, put a little grease in the zerk fitting, and fill those up along with any other location.
You want me out?
Taking furniture dollies and flexing on me.
Oh, you're...
Shoot. Trying to work in here. All right, so we got the one hydrostat transmission filter changed, and now we gotta get under here and do the other one. What you can see is that white one right up there. Yeah. We're finally ready to put in the transmission fluid or hydraulic fluid, and I got a funnel stuck in there, and obviously it's not gonna be easy to put a 5-gallon bucket. So if you guys have better ideas, I just stole my woman's lemonade pitcher. That's gonna work good. I'm just gonna go like that. All right, let's see if we can pour into this okay. It's the next morning. I didn't finish the overall maintenance, like I said, because it was getting late and I was hearing some weird noises on the other side of the building, sounding like someone was breaking into a shop. So I wanted to close things up and go over there, and it was just some guy rummaging through the garbage cans and breaking something. So anyways, what I got left is to fill up all the grease fittings, like the main joint, pivot joint for the front axle right there, tie rods, and anywhere else I find zerk fittings. Anyways, but as you know, everything's always go, go, go. So we just went and rented the boom with my truck from the rental yard right there. I played a little switcheroo, you know, because you got to have a 3/4 ton, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what the tow capacity of our F450 is, but I didn't want any issues. So I went with that truck, came back and hooked this up now to our F450 RV. And now we got the tractor. So now we can get rolling. Well, take a look at our new shed row, or tractor row, should I say. Our shelter held up through its first windstorm. So, pat on the back for us. But to pick up where we left off, because we were too busy last time I was doing the maintenance, to finish it, we need to double check the transmission fluid, because again, the manual said it needed 9 gallons and I only got about a little over 5 gallons out, and I put the same amount back in. And I just got off the phone with the representative, and he said, yeah, it should be about 9 gallons, which is what's in this manual. But I noticed on my manual, this is for the geared transmission, not the hydrostat. So I need to do a little more work. I had it on a level ground, and it had the little cap open so it can breathe and drain. So I'm not sure where these other 3 gallons are hiding, but I'll wait till the next maintenance. But we are going to double check, move this out on level ground, double check the fluid just to make sure everything's good and that they did ship it to me full. But I thought I checked it also, because you never assume, right? You don't want to ruin the equipment. But so we'll get back to that. If you guys know, let me know. What's left on our little suggested manual or maintenance thing is to grease the brake and clutch pedals and the lift rod, which I'm not sure what that is, other than, yeah, we all know about lift rods and motors. But it's probably not talking about the loader, because the loader has its own manual and it's got zerk fittings. I got a grease right here, and over there. I did already grease the pivot points on the bucket, and I greased the rod ends and the pivot point for the axle, which is under there. That should always be done. These are the recommended 9 points that they say to always grease every time you use it, or check at least. So underneath, everything has been very accessible, and the only one I'm gonna have to crawl underneath is for the brake and clutch pedal. It has like a little barrel assembly and the zerk fittings on the bottom, so I need to get under there and grease that. But other than that, out of the 30 recommended points of maintenance. All the rest just say basically clean and inspect. We did all the major fluids, which is nice. And so at 300 hours, then we'll get into a little more detail and have to replace, you know, certain things and cleaning fuel hoses and filters and stuff. So it's very extensive, which I like, you know, makes you sleep better at night. Right?
Yep.
And this will be proof. So if we ever go to sell this tractor, it'll be like, hey, watch this video.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, and real quick, while we're at it, you're probably curious what other tractors we have in here. We have an E150 John Deere, which we picked up because our other mowers weren't working yet.
Can we call that a tractor?
No, yeah, exactly. That's a riding lawnmower.
Okay.
Thank you. Wow, brownie points. Yeah. Over here is the golden machine. These are the tried and true SS12s I got from a gentleman who had all the maintenance records and stuff. And while they look old, we like to say they have a nice patina, kind of a shabby chic look. And so that's why she named this one Shabby. And all they need, I got carburetors for them, is for me to have a day off so I can get to them. But I have to be given that day off by the camera woman, and it hasn't happened yet. We will get.
There's no room in the schedule yet.
And then this is my big boy, which I really love, and I can't wait to get it going again. This is the 19.9 horsepower, the biggest one they made. Look, it even has a little maintenance schedule on the hood, steel from the original factory, whatever. I think this, I think this is like a 40-year-old machine. This is the Sears Suburban 19.9, and we got concrete weights on it, ag tires in the back. It's got an electric little 3-point hitch in the back that works. Gas tank. I bought it off a guy who spends his retirement restoring these things, which I truly appreciate. So here we got, just to show you, one of the rod ends. I'm gonna fill that boot, and I was telling Tara, I think I found one of my small criticisms for this tractor, although I love everything so far. These boots, I don't know if that one's supposed to be like that. It's got like a nipple and it's coming out, but the other one looks like it's starting to fill already. And I don't want to I need to look at it closer before I completely say it's a bad boot. Maybe it's supposed to, I don't think it's supposed to have a little nipple like that. You're supposed to keep the grease in there around the joint. So I'm gonna keep my eye on it, make sure it's always greased though. That pretty much wraps it up for our 50-hour maintenance on this tractor. And again, so far I'm very, very pleased with this tractor. Everything is pretty accessible. My dealer up in Oregon was very easy to reach and talk to. I just need to figure out the transmission fluid, and I didn't have enough time to stay on the phone to figure out why we weren't getting the right amount of fluid or whatever, but I'll get that figured out. For a lot of you guys and women who watch this channel, you already know the satisfaction that comes with maintaining your equipment, because it's a win-win situation. If you spend the time to maintenance it, it either lasts a long time for you or it helps you resell when you go to sell it. So it's a no-brainer. And for you other people who are just starting out getting a piece of property and equipment, start learning how to, turn wrenches and greasing things and changing the oil, because it'll pay dividends. Thank you for your viewership. It helps our channel support veterans, trails, and charities each quarter. Don't forget, you can check us out at Working Dirt on our Instagram. And now, camera woman, we need to get back to the pool.
Not the pool, like enjoying the pool, but like working on the pool.
We need to work on the pool. Yes. Yeah, it's like 70% done. Yeah. Check out those videos too.
Yeah.
All right, so